The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Chaos Theory Podcast. If you don't know by now, you ain't been paying attention. Check the logo in the corner. It's all about that death threat army today. I got a real special guest, somebody I'm super excited for. You may know him as a 7 Mile Destroyer. You may know him as the Franchise. I like to give him the nickname the modern day Mike Tyson. Mr. Isaiah Broner. What's up, big dog?
What's up, fam?
Hey, I appreciate you coming on.
Oh, man, I appreciate you for having me, man. Really look forward to this one.
Absolutely. Hey, I was talking to your boy, Tommy Vendetta, one of my favorite guys going right now. And I told him, I said, Broner gives me this Mike Tyson vibe where if he looks at you, you're already in people's head. That's why I would like to give you the nickname, the modern day Mike Tyson. That's my shit. Like you, to me, anytime I see you across the ring from somebody and you just snarl your lip a little bit and give them that look, the motherfuckers are already shaking. So modern day Mike Tyson for me.
I appreciate that, man. That's a huge compliment. I take like a lot psychology wise from Mike Tyson. So
yeah, I mean, how could you not? That dude was one of, if not the youngest heavyweight world champs in boxing ever.
Yes, sir.
And literally to this day, he's got to be close to 60. Motherfuckers know if Mike Tyson looks at you the wrong way,
it's a wrap.
Yeah. So, Death Threat Army. We're gonna jump into DTA in a minute. What I want to get into first is, how did you get into this business? Like, is it something you grew up with? Is it something that, that had a giant influence when you were a kid? You grew up in Michigan, right?
Yep, Detroit. This is like the first thing I wanted to do. Like my first memory is seeing Jimmy Snuka and Rick Rude WrestleMania 6. Like everybody remember Ultimate Warrior and the other dude, but for me, like I specifically remember Snuka, Rick Rude, and I remember the Rockers and the Oriental Express. Like them two matches stuck out to me for some reason. So that was the first thing I wanted to do. Started playing football. Got really good at football. So wrestling got put on the back burner until like a couple years ago. Billy Gunn saw one of my like a highlight or a workout video that was floating around to get to like NFL teams. And he shot me a DM and he told me he was gonna give me a tryout. It's been history ever since then. He just recommended I go start training somewhere. So went to the House of Truth, started training, and I ain't looked back since.
Hell yeah. I mean, when Billy Gunn takes notice, so you talk about a guy who's been Territory Days, WCW, WWE, TNA, AEW. The dude's been everywhere. So if he looks at you and says, hey, let's get this money.
Yeah.
It's time to get this money.
Yeah, man. Like I tell every podcast, every interview, I make sure like salute Billy Gunn, man, because if it wasn't for him, like I don't know if I would have been like, all right, well, let me try this. Let me actually try this out. But yeah, Billy Gunn looked out for me.
Hell yeah. That's man, and you know it's dope now. I was talking to Tommy about it too.
Mhm.
Big shout out Tommy Vendetta. That's my guy.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
Um,
crazy little brother right there.
hell yeah. That's my guy. But I was talking to Tommy. What's dope about now versus the 80s, 90s is vets are reaching back and saying, look, come on, I got you.
Hell yeah.
Instead of trying to break your leg or stretch you or any of that bullshit, now people are pulling each other up like, come on, we need new guys for the future of the business. And it sounds like that's exactly what Billy did.
Hell yeah. Like that was, I didn't know what to expect. Like after he shot me that, he got they released him from when he was coaching down there, but he was like, I'm gonna make sure they get your information. He still got me a tryout. He looked out for me. I stayed in contact with him for a little while. But yeah, that was dope. Like he ain't have to do that. And there's like a lot of vets out here now that like don't have to give me advice or don't have to look out for me the way that they do, and they still choose to. So I try to show them the most respect I can, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about, you know, paying dues and being respectful, man. Like to a certain extent, you have to, from a fan's perspective, it's always like, yes, the generation before you came, they paved the way, they did this, that they did that, but at the same time, the shit that worked in 1995 don't work in 2021 anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you pay the respect and you say, look, that's my guy. I love him for what he did. But now it's Broner's time. Now it's DTA's time. Now let's get this money our way. Um, so who was your head trainer when you were at House of Truth?
Truth Martini. I went there, got trained up, then started getting trained at started going to up in Canada with Johnny Bravo. Wow, okay. I just got some. I'll tell you off air what.
Yeah.
I just got a huge match. So.
Oh shit! Hell yes. Yo, Johnny Bravo is dope.
Yeah,
Johnny
man.
Bravo is real dope.
He's my mentor. Like I go to him now because like he pulled me to the side and he broke it down for me, and I'm extremely appreciative of him. So I would go up there to train up there with him in Canada. The pandemic happened, so because I couldn't go across the border, so now I just shoot down the AIW in Cleveland, and I'm down there. Dominic Greeny, Derek Dillinger. They've been so welcoming down there, learning a lot, picking their brains. Just anywhere I can learn from, man. Never stop learning. That's why I'm at with it.
Yeah, I mean that goes for everybody. Like with this podcast and shit, I've only been doing it for just about a year and a half. And when I first got into it, interviews weren't my thing. Like it just wasn't where I was set. Because there's 8 billion podcasts and everybody does interviews. So it just got to the point where I was like, and this is gonna sound really fucked up and cocky, but I don't even give a shit. I'm better than this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
I know I can do this better. Let me step out of my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
Watch him and see, all right, let me take notes. This is what he does that I like. This is what he does that I know to avoid. This show comes off as a Mark podcast. This show comes off as really dope. So let me find the balance. And it goes in all fields. You don't ever, the day you stop learning is the day you stop living. And that's what my dad taught me.
Yes, sir. And a lot of like, it's that same method applies to wrestling. Like, I don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? Bravo's like one of the things Bravo taught me. Find what you're good at. Highlight that. Work on the things you're not good at. But in the ring, you're gonna see me do stuff that I know I'm good at. I see everybody everybody's doing this, everybody doing that. I'm gonna be the complete opposite of that. Like you gotta find different ways to stand out in all aspects. And that's like the key thing that's kind of missing. And the people that do get it, those are the ones that stand out.
Yeah. No, 100%. I mean, I've been a fan of this business for I'm 35 now, so about 34, 32, 33 years, somewhere around there. And it goes back as far as I can remember. And there are guys who you see in the ring and you're like, fuck, those guys are amazing athletes.
Mhm.
But I can see 10 of them in New Japan.
Mhm.
And then there's guys that you're like, okay, he doesn't have this ginormous, he's not doing 630s and springboard hand salts and all this other bullshit. But when he hits you, that motherfucker means business.
Yeah, and that's like a lot of people don't get, like, I can do 450s, I can do moonsaults, but I'm pushing 300 pounds, man. Like, why do I need to do that? I can just hit you. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it make sense.
Yeah.
It really set on me probably like a year or so in. Like, I don't have to do all that. Big
Yeah.
difference. Use my size.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got to think there's only a couple of dudes who are pushing 3 bills or over 3 bills that can do shit like that. Keith Lee being one of them,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I love Keith Lee. I'm a man. If I got Keith Lee on this podcast, I'd never let that dude leave. He's just so fucking dope to me. For him to be as, just swole as he is, and to be able to do the shit that he does and to sell for everybody the way he does. But that's Keith Lee.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that there doesn't need to be Isaiah Keith Lee version 2. Like, that shit doesn't need to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Watching your highlights, man, the dopest thing I see about you is, I'll put it to you like this. I'm a giant dunk contest fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the guys I love dunk are like Dominique Wilkins, because he had that just power, just smash the rim when he dunked.
Mm-hmm.
And you knew it meant something when he was going in to do something crazy. It's the same way with you. You're not doing this 8 million move set. But when you hit somebody with the sky high or the spear or, the Samoan drop that you hit, that shit looks like you just took their soul and said, wait over here.
Mm-hmm.
And it means more that way.
Yep.
Is that something that you learned from Bravo? Is that something that you picked up on the road? How did that come to your mind?
Like Aaron, Jack, Vendetta, like just being like Adam, or like DTA, just car rides with them. My girl Jocelyn, like just them saying like, okay, if you do this, make it big, make it mean something. You know what I'm saying? So I understood it coming into business, but actually being like further I get understanding, like one move for me is like 10 moves for a cruiserweight or something like that. So for you to watch it and you be like, damn, like it looked like it hurt. That's all. Like that's what I go for now. Like if I can make it look good, I did my job, and that's how.
So we're coming out of training with Bravo and training, up in the House of Truth. Where were you just primarily your early days wrestling in Michigan, Ohio, places like that, or were you trying to get as much as you could?
I think for like the first, I'll say like year and a half, I'll say up until like really the pandemic until like around the pandemic last year, I was like primarily in Michigan, and it got to a point where I feel like I like plateaued, like I wasn't really learning anything. I feel like I worked with everybody here, so I had to get the hell out of here. So yeah. So up until like the beginning of last year, like I was like primary Michigan, like every promotion here, I was like, hey, I got to do that, and I got to do that. And then after a while, you see the same faces in the crowd, you see the same people in the locker room. It's only so much you can do with the same people in front of the same people. You're not growing. So
yeah, I mean, Chris Jericho talks about being in Germany and having to work the same crowd for like 3 weeks straight every day and having to come up with a different match. And to me, not being in the business, but just being a fan, that shit seems like it would kill you mentally, just because it's like, how do I make this impactful every night? But these same people have seen me every single night. So yeah, getting out of Michigan probably saved. it could be, thought of as saving your love for the business or making you better or expanding or all of those things. How is that now that you're actually out and traveling to different states, looking back on that compared to now, where are you at mental wise? Where with the whole business?
Uh, my love didn't. I want to say my love didn't change. I just knew I wasn't. I wasn't being. I wasn't learning anything. So when I got out and I got to go to Ohio or work OVW or go to Paradigm and stuff like that, and I get to see, okay, they work like this down here. Okay, well, having to adjust and um, learning from their crowds and just it's been a hell of a learning experience, man. Like I recommend anybody. I don't care if you're from Michigan, whatever state, get out and just travel because it it's different styles out here, different, especially Texas, man. Like I love coming down to Texas, man. Like like my first match down there was with Gino, and
Oh, hell yeah.
like it was like a styles clash, but it worked so good because you know. So I mean, I love it. Like I have, except for like one maybe two promotions here. Like I don't plan on working Michigan like that for a while. Like I just want to get out and go to different states and work the new talent, establish myself there, bring my brothers in, just just learn and keep growing, man.
Yeah, you guys, man, like we were talking about offline right before we started, like I'm such a goddamn fan of DTA. One, just because I've talked to a couple of y'all, Jack Price being the first one. That's man, Black Diamond, Jack Price, man.
He like the most underrated wrestler in Michigan to me. Like not just Michigan. I think like the whole Midwest. Like cool dude, so smooth in the ring. Like very underrated.
That dude has a mean frog splash.
Yeah, it's fucking beautiful, man.
Mean frog splash. And so I just wrote an article on my website talking about the new scene of the new era of independent wrestling, and Jack was one of the people that I brought up. And it's because he's such a good dude, like not just a great wrestler, but such a good dude, a
Mhm.
solid dude. Like that's what's more important to me is I would rather you be a fantastic human being. We can work you can build the wrestling stuff. You can build the promos. You can build all that shit. If you're a shitty human being,
Yeah,
I'm not going to support you.
yeah, yeah. Like my guys right there, man. Like they're all like um very solid, man. Like them, like my brothers, man. So like I go to war for them any day, inside the ring, outside the ring. Like them, some real stand up dudes right there. I love them like they my shit, like they my blood. That's how.
Hell, hell yeah. And then, the second guy I got to talk to, we talked about earlier, Tommy Vendetta. That guy, I have a special bond with him because he was a Marine and I was in the Army. So we've got the military thing going on. And it'll be the same thing when I can get Aaron on here, him being Army, me being Army. Um, and this is what really makes me fuck with DTA. This is how serious I take my ties with the military. If a former Marine and retired Army tell me that you guys are solid, I trust that implicitly. No, I had no questions on that. So when Jack told me about Tommy and Tommy told me about you, I said, you know what? If I'm getting a double stamp on DTA, obviously from people inside, but Tommy's word means a lot to me, knowing that he was in the military.
Mm-hmm.
I instantly was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm a fan. And then I started watching highlights and then I started watching interviews and trying to get you guys on. And dude, Death Threat Army right now is taking the fuck over in the Midwest. And as a guy from Texas, I'm so happy to see it because it means eventually it may not happen this year. It may not even happen next year, but eventually we're going to get Death Threat Army down in Texas.
Oh yeah.
And I cannot wait. Dude, there's so much great talent for you guys to work out here. It's going to be fucking fire.
I'm gonna get them down there one way or the other. Like I don't know what promotion or what all promotions. I got Possibly Pele. Just trying to get everything lined up to get them down here. If I got to do a 1-by-1, if I can bring them all in, I don't care. But we gonna be down there very, very, very soon.
Hell yeah. Pele would be great. It's 4.5 hours for me. I did that driving. I'll never do that shit again. That fucking dude, I could never be a wrestler because 4 hour drive. I'm like, fuck this, bro. Um, I know, and 4 hours ain't shit to you guys.
No, it is. It is. I don't. I don't like. I don't like being in the car. I don't like driving to the gym. Like so, we had a show Saturday in Michigan, 3 hours away. Man, like that it killed me. Like I hate it, but I'm with my family. I'm doing something I love, so I try to look at it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Where I would love to see you guys. So there's a school down here in there's a couple of schools down here in San Antonio that are starting to run shows. One's called the Hybrid School of Wrestling. It's run by a guy named Chris Marvel and the legendary Funaki.
Oh, okay.
And then there's Dog Pound Dojo down here is run by Thunder Rosa, Rodney Mack, and Jazz.
Okay, yeah, I heard of that. Yeah, funny thing, my girls just wrestled Thunder Rosa Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, I saw this man.
Yeah, shit went crazy. Like I was like extremely proud. I'm still like extremely proud. Like I watched that match. They just put it on IWTV. I done watched it 3 times already, man. So like that was extremely proud, man.
Rose is the one to get in with too. Like I love Thunder Rosa for the fact I always put her over because she's so dope. But the reason she's so dope to me is she understands like we got to bring people up. Like we have to, but we have to do it the right way. You got to come in. You got to earn your shit. Like I've been to 4 or 5 different Mission Pro shows now, and the first one I was at, they had a fucking cage match at an indie show. Like who the fuck does that? And it was Thunder Rosa versus Allison Kay, and they went.
I know this shit was dope.
Oh my god, 30 minutes draw. They beat the shit out of each other.
Man, that I'm gonna see if I can go find it. I want to see that now.
It's on
Fight
title match.
Okay, because I don't think because I know a couple like a lot of promotions down there don't run through IWTV.
Nah, they run a title match.
Yeah, title match and fight.
Yeah.
I got subscriptions here. I'm gonna go check that out tonight.
Dude, there's guys down here that I would love to see Death Threat. Like there's a group of guys collectively called the Cult of Crowley. And the leader is a guy named Alexander Crowley. His wife, his shoot wife is with him. And then they've got this kid named Casey Blackrose. This dude just had a dark match against Keith Lee on Raw when Raw was in San Antonio. The kid is blowing up. Like he's somebody. He's like I want to say 5'9", 5'10", but he's a big, heavy, just ass kicker. He's the brute of the group. And a match, Isaiah Broner versus Casey Blackrose would be dope as fuck because it would just be, let's chop the shit out of each other. Let's beat the shit out of each other. All the moves are going to have dumb impact. So yeah, Texas is ready for Death Threat to come down here.
Oh yeah. So I'm sitting here playing it in my head and it ain't even happened yet, man. But hell yeah, we gonna make it work. If I gotta kidnap them and drive them down there myself, man, we coming down.
Hey, shit, I'll help fund that shit. Don't get it twisted. Dude, like this is the dope thing is, I'm like we said, I'm a 35-year-old fan of wrestling. I've never taken a bump in my life. I couldn't if I wanted to. My back and knees are all fucked up. But I'm also a dude that believes in if you love something, you support the shit out of it.
Hell yeah.
Whether it's wrestling or podcast, buy merch, stop asking for discounts. Buy your people's merch. Do that shit and support.
Exactly.
If I got to sponsor Death Threat Army to come down to Texas, I will open up a goddamn GoFundMe for that shit. We will get it.
Yeah, man, that's a mentality to have, man. Like, shit, I'm a wrestler. I sponsored a couple matches. I buy tickets, like even if I'm not going, like just to help. You
Yep.
know, I buy it and just give it to whoever's in the area. Like DM me. It's just we in such a good space, like for independent wrestling. Like, just want to keep the momentum going, and anything I can do to help. Shit, you podcasting, like I sponsor the hell out of everything. Um, I market myself, your podcast, anybody. So
Hell yeah. We gotta keep it going too. And that's the thing is like, you know, people don't realize, and I didn't really realize until I sat down with Mel from Mission Pro. Like, she's kind of the behind the scenes runner for Thunder Rosa and whatnot. She's like a producer, photographer. She does their YouTube shit. Like, this woman has 19 different hats on, right?
mhm.
And I sat down, we talked. I had her on the show, and I didn't realize like how incredible. I guess I kind of knew, but not really, how incredibly expensive it is to run talent from out of state. Like,
Yeah.
the fees these companies are paying. As soon as I figured that out, I have no problems helping with that. Because
Mhm.
if I can chip in and keep Mission Pro running, that means they keep running more shows.
Mhm.
So why the fuck not?
Yeah, everybody wins, man. And then, like I say, once you get that reputation going, it not saying anything's easy, but it becomes easier because you got a product everybody love. You got a product people trust.
Yep.
You got proven talent. You got a track record. So just keep that going, and it's a booming time for indie wrestling, man. So people need to take advantage of these types of things.
Hell yeah. So let's talk about when you first got into DTA. How did that come about?
Oh man, I think I was maybe 4 matches in, and we did this thing at XICW called Wrestle with a Vet, like a 3-man tag, a veteran, a rookie to that promotion. It just so happened the first match, the first 6-man there, me and Aaron was on opposite sides. 4 matches in, just doing what I'm told and stuff like that. So me and Aaron worked that match, and I think the next month's match. And he just pulled me to the side the month after the second, and he was like, "Hey, I think this of you. I see this in you. We like to, help he ain't say mentor, but I took it as mentor you and help me out and show me the ropes and stuff, and that meant a lot. Him and Jack was there, and I started rolling with them ever since then, and just they've been extremely helpful, and just like watching how they operate, watching their matches. I watch all their stuff. Even if I'm not on the show, I'll find it and find a way to watch it, see why they do stuff, or just hear them telling or explaining why they did this. And it's been a hell of a learning experience, man. All of them. I learned something from all of them. And I really appreciate it. Like, they came and got me, and it's been a wrap ever since, man.
Yeah, man. DTA is doing big things. Like, Tommy's out here becoming the deathmatch king of independent wrestling.
Yeah, he can have that.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I got one death match in me, and if I do it, it's gonna be with Tom. Like, me and Tommy's never had a single match, but if I do it, it would be with him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes sense because he's going to take care of you.
yeah. That's my brother. So yeah. If
Yeah.
I was to do it, it'd be with him.
And then Orion is out here making a big name for himself, like big name for himself on the indie scene.
Yeah, that match with Josh Alexander like a couple weeks ago.
Whew.
Fucking amazing, man.
Look, I went to Pele Pro, uh, fuck, July,
Hmm.
maybe August, and I saw Josh Alexander versus this guy. named Izzy James.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know anything about Izzy James. I knew Josh Alexander from working with Ethan Page.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this match and I was tweeting because I was they gave me a press pass. So I was tweeting and talking about matches and stuff. And I said, oh, this has the potential to be a really good match. And then I set my phone down and I watched the match and I picked up the phone at the end of the match and I was like, nope, this match was fucking fire.
Yep.
Like, Josh Alexander's a goddamn beast.
Man, he is so fucking good, man. Like
naturally good.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Like, just to think, like, it's like soon as Ethan went that way, like, he was like, okay, I'm gonna show y'all. Cause I was just like, I hope they really do something with him. Because you can see, and man, he just, man, like, I really enjoy watching him wrestle, man. It's fucking beautiful, man.
I saw some of the highlights of Orion versus Josh Alexander, and I was like, Aaron Orion just put himself on the big marquee for independent wrestling.
Yeah. He deserved it. He deserved it. Like, and he been doing it since like long before I even got in the business. But since I've been in here, like, that's all he's done, and it's like just been flying under the radar. But after like the last couple months, man, like he had a banger with Trey Miguel like a couple months before. When this dropped on IWTV, Mr. Chainsaw, like him and Gary J beat the hell out of each other. Like, he deserves it. He's wrestling Alex Zane next month, Mr. Chainsaw. So man, if anybody deserves it, it's him, and I'm like extremely happy for him, man.
Tommy put on a hell of a match with Trey Miguel too.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was one of the first things I brought up because Tommy did this shit. I can't remember the move that he did, but it was off the top rope. He was like holding Trey Miguel and then did like a cannonball off the top rope or some crazy shit like that.
Back.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen people do backpack stunners and I've seen Bam Bam drop to his back a billion times. Taz used to do that shit all the time too. That's what it was. He had him and he ran backpack style and did a cannonball into the turnbuckle.
That's his shit, man. Like, and we've seen people, like, ever since he started doing it, like, we've seen people try to do it. It ain't gonna be the same, man. Trust me. Like, that shit is fucking beautiful. And like he's shooting up real fast, but he deserves it, man. He like a sponge. Like
he is insanely talented.
Yes.
And insanely humble too, which is super dope.
Yeah. Let us see him shine, man. All of them deserve everything that's coming their way, man. Like I'm very, very fucking proud of them, man.
Those guys, man, are on it. But the other thing is, you are making a name for yourself too. Like, you just had, what was it, a kind of like a pit match?
Yeah.
No ring. Oh my God, what the fuck were you thinking, bro?
All right. I do the paradigm shit. I used to box.
Okay.
So fighting is not really, it's just easy for me. So I kind of knew, but I kind of didn't know what the fuck we were going to do. So we got there, and they was like, well, plans changed, and this is where we're going to be at. So just so happened, Aaron was there. So he was like, let me show you. So we walk, and we looking at the shit. We like, oh, all right. So, but when the people got in there, like, I'm not lying, man. Like, that energy from the people in there, like, I wasn't expecting that response. I'm like ridiculously thankful for ICW for having not just me, but Aaron and Tommy there, and Hoodfoot was there too. Like that shit, like, it was a different experience, man. But I'm so grateful for that, man. That was a tremendous feeling. Like, I wasn't expecting that response from the fans and stuff. So just fighting, man.
Man, y'all killed that fucking match. Like, I watched it on YouTube and I was like, there's very few matches anymore where I sit back and I stop analyzing because I'm a podcaster now, so I kind of have to analyze everything.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, and this is one of the things that I talked to Tommy and Jack about. Like wrestling for me, having been in the military and having had to be in actual fights, wrestling to me, the best wrestling is when it can make somebody who's as jaded as me be like, God, what the fuck? And that match that you had made me go,
Yeah,
I know what this is, but I don't know what this is for real.
yeah. It's just like, let's just go out there and fight, man. So they explained what it was. Like I saw Justin Kyle and Bounty Keith. So okay, I can do that shit. And so it was just fighting, man. Just going out there and just we ain't have to do anything extra. We ain't no gimmicks. We just our two big asses going out there and fight, man. So
It literally was a hoss fight. That's
yeah,
what it was.
yeah,
It was one of the coolest. Like you said, there was no gimmicks. There wasn't entrance music. There was none of that shit. It was just, let's get in a circle. This is like schoolyard shit.
yeah,
Like, let's get in a circle and beat the shit out of each other.
yeah.
And it worked. It worked. And that's what's so dope about the indies and what you guys are doing and what a lot of the wrestlers are doing now is you're not constrained by the same kind of WWE or AEW style. You can essentially, Tommy goes out and becomes deathmatch king. Aaron is out here killing promos and getting crazy matches against, you know, 5-star matches against Josh Alexander and, you know, whoever else is in the future. And you're out there literally in what reminded it, you know what it reminded me of? Not just like a schoolyard fight, but old UFC days where it was just no rules.
Yeah, just go for it, man.
That's
So,
what's so dope about the wrestling world today.
yeah, and that's why we're like with us, like there's something for everybody. Like you just said with us, like with us three you described. Then you got Alex Weir, who's a fucking like a legit martial artist. You got Adam Wick, like he's so fucking good, and like because he's like people aren't that familiar with him, like they just don't. But he's so fucking good. And Jack Price, he can fucking do everything. You know what I'm saying? You got Christopher Saint. Um, you got we got our guy Jamie down in fucking Georgia. You got Kenji down in down south. I think Tennessee. I want to say Tennessee. Sorry, Kenji. But there's something for everybody, and we can all adjust to any style that we're in there with. So I love it, man. Like whatever you want to do, pick a singles, tag, 6-man, 8-man. We ready.
And that's one of the other great things about DTA is I've seen you in tag matches with Jack. I've seen you in tag matches with Tommy. I've seen you in tag matches with Orion. And I'm like, yes, they're all in the same group. They're all in the same family. But every time you team with somebody different, it's a different dynamic to that family.
Yep.
And I think that's what is missing with a lot of groups in professional wrestling is everybody wants to go out and have that same match or this same dynamic. And I don't think you need to do that. And DTA and Shane Taylor Promotions is another one. Y'all are perfect examples of fuck it. If it's gonna be me and fucking Orion, we're gonna do one thing. If it's gonna be me and the psychopath Tommy, we're gonna do a whole different thing. If it's me and Jack, I know what Jack's gonna do, and we're gonna work off that. And that dude, that literally opens y'all up to winning tag titles all over the fucking world. Because you can go to a Japan, you can go to Mexico, you can come to Texas, you can go to Florida, you can do Michigan, hardcore, whatever the case is. That's what's so dope about Death Threat Army is everybody in that motherfucker is versatile as shit.
Yeah, everybody can go, man. And it's like we can do whatever. Like you say, it's a different dynamic. Whoever tags who. Like we got tag belts with different combinations and different promotions. Like it don't matter. Like and we're that confident in our abilities that like pick whoever you want and we'll make it work. And I love it, man. Like I learned something from them every time I tag with them. We just did a 6. Me, Tommy, and Jack just did a 6-man Saturday. So it's any combination y'all want, we can do.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, guys, if y'all are watching or listening later, you don't know who Death Threat Army is? Trust me. Look up any of the members of Death Threat Army and they will become your new favorite wrestler. I promise you that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a giant fan of death matches. This is not my thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a giant fucking Tommy Vendetta fan. And I was never, I really wasn't, up until a couple years ago, I wasn't an independent wrestling fan. And then I found Mission Pro, and through Mission Pro, I found Jack Price.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, look, I've put over Tommy a lot, and you've put over Tommy a lot. We got to talk about how really fucking spectacular Jack Price is.
Oh, hell yeah.
That dude is so goddamn athletic.
And he's so like smooth, man. It's just like everything he does is just like looks so easy, so controlled. Like I love tagging with all of them. Like me and him got real good chemistry. Like I could just feed off of him, and I just like watching him wrestle. Like I just stand on the rope. Like, all right, go ahead, do your thing, man. Like that's all we all say. That's our favorite wrestler because for obvious reasons, man. I love to see him start getting recognition, and I feel he been should have got. Like he deserved it. He just like with Aaron, he deserved it just as much, man. He like the most slept on wrestler from Michigan. Like he can do it all. Like I've seen him do everything. He can adjust to anything. So that's my guy right there, man.
I've watched matches with Jack where there was 6-7 people in the crowd and he's still ass kicking.
Yep.
I've watched shows on YouTube where it looked like there was a full house and he's still ass kicking. It's the same Jack. And that's what makes it dope to me. The other great thing is like, okay, actually, you know what? My boy JP, who runs another podcast called the Irish Whip Podcast, asked a question.
Okay.
He said, describe Death Threat Army in 2 or 3 sentences for those of us not familiar.
Family, ass kickers, versatile, dynamic, something different. You can get anything you want out of an independent wrestling in just one faction.
JP, when I tell you, bro, so JP has worked in the business up in Massachusetts in the Northeast.
Mm-hmm.
This dude's been doing this podcast for a decade plus, and has connections up with like Beyond Wrestling and stuff like that. So he's worked. JP, I'm telling you right now, you need to sit down, give yourself a day and a half and just binge watch Death Threat Army matches. It doesn't matter who you're watching, brother. It will bring you back to a time where everything made you go, holy fuck. That's what DTA is. Like, JP, just sit down for a day, drink some beer and watch some Death Threat Army matches. You'll be good. You'll be good. And this is, man, I'm such a fan. I'm such a mark for Death Threat Army just because it's so old school, but new school at the same time. Like very old school in the fact that you guys all, when you can, travel together, ride together, tag together. But it's new school in the fact that Isaiah Broner doesn't necessarily need Aaron O'Ryan every single time he goes to a show. You can go out and be Isaiah by yourself. And then when shit comes together, okay, let's DTA this whole motherfucking promotion.
Yep. That's the beauty of it, man. It's just we something different, man. Like that's the best way I can describe it, man. And like I ain't gonna be like, yeah, go check me out, check any one of us out. Like, yeah. like any one of us. Like, and that'll make you want to go see, okay, go look at Tommy. And then Tommy is going to make you want to look at Aaron. Aaron's going to make you want to look at Jack. Jack will make you want to look at me. I'll make you want to look at Alex. Alex will make you want to see Adam. And it's going to continue like that, man.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So we have put over DTA for like 30 minutes and I'm good because I fucking love DTA so much. what I do want to ask now is, you're not, you haven't been in the business a long time,
Mm-mm.
but you're in the business now where the change of the business is starting to become more and more apparent
Mhm.
as far as locker rooms and dealing with promoters and scumbags and, you know, fucking douchebags like Joey Ryan and fucking Velveteen Dream getting kicked out of the business.
Yeah.
And yeah, I will call those bitches out by name every single time. And Joey Ryan, thank you for the email threatening to sue me. You just made my podcast more popular, you bitch.
That's good.
Um, so, anyways,
Now
but
you,
but my thing is, how is it now in the locker room? Have you noticed the change? Have you noticed where stuff is less? I'm the promoter and I do this and I do. You don't question what I'm saying, and has it come around to being a much more positive environment?
um, yeah, I would say so. Like, I've never been in a locker room where I've seen that, and if they're like I say, like I'm relatively new, but people tell me like my presence, like I come off like I've been around a lot longer. I just don't take a lot. I just don't take shit from people. And if something's wrong, I'm gonna tell you what's wrong. We had we had an incident. I ain't gonna say an incident, but something popped up, and I shut it down. I'm not going into detail about it, but if something's wrong, I don't care who you are. I'm gonna address you about it, and it's gonna get handled. But luckily, his locker room's been fantastic, man. Like everybody comes there, everybody's professional, everybody's respectful. The promoters are treats me with respect. They treat my brothers with respect. If there's females on the card, um, there's nothing disrespectful done to them while I'm there. Shit, if it's a female fans there, nothing's done disrespectful. And if it is, I'll address it. So that's so if that's that's just how I am. Like I don't play that shit, man. That's just me. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you come on some silly shit, I'm gonna shut this shit down all the time.
Absolutely, and I think you have to, man, and not just you, but like everybody. So JPS, where everyone is borrowing merch ideas, have you guys thought about making some of the old Stone Cold DTA merch for the Death Threat Army and kind of biting a little bit, but not really taking the, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, we we just throw out random ideas to them, like as far as like merch designs and stuff like that. I'm not really privy to that. Like if I get an idea, like I'm like, hey Aaron, what about this? I'm more of a like marketing. Like I see how marketing is or how valuable it can be done as far as just even with like posting pictures, hashtags and stuff like that.
Yep.
That's more of my avenue. I can run it by the fellas and see as long as we don't get sued.
Yeah.
That's the important thing. Let's see.
Yeah.
Like, we ain't trying to deal with that, but
No, I got I have a t-shirt called the Chaos Club t-shirt, and I wanted to put it on this site that I'm affiliated with called What a Maneuver.
mm-hmm.
And it's basically a ripoff of the Bullet Club, and they were like, absolutely not. You cannot put that on our site.
Yeah. As soon as you said Chaos Club, I was like, I know where this is going.
Yep. And apparently what has happened is Bullet Club New Japan has sent cease and desist orders to all the shirts that are not affiliated with them.
Yeah. I get it. It sucks, but I get it. It's a business at the end of the day, but
Yeah. Look, what can you do? I straight up changed the design and made it Chaos Club Worldwide. I took the guns off. I took the bullets out. So I still got a really cool design out of it. But yeah, we definitely don't need you guys getting sued for using, and WWE is trying to get as much money as they can right now.
yeah. So yeah, we definitely don't need that right now. So
Nah.
try to find something close to it if we can.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's guys out there I cannot remember my guy's name on Twitter. I think his name is Kareem, who put out a Death Threat Army shirt or did an animated Death Threat Army.
Yeah, yeah. He a real cool dude. Like that shit was humbling. Just because we didn't ask for that. Like he's a legit fan of ours, and for him to one take his own money, pay the artist to do that, and then get shirts made for us. You know what I'm saying? That shit like that shit was dope, man. So shout out to him, man. He a real cool dude since I can remember.
Yeah, he when I saw that shirt, I was like, God damn, that shit is cool as fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's talk about where you guys are headed, where you're headed specifically. Like DTA is, you and I talked about this. I'm doing everything in my fucking human power to be able to appreciate it. Rats House of Retro, I appreciate you coming through, big dog. That's my guy JP from Canada. Great dude, man. Great fucking dude. But you guys are, like we talked about, I'm doing everything in my human power, my podcasting power to get a DTA versus Shane Taylor promotions fight. Like, I don't know. I don't care if it's all of y'all. I don't care if it's 3-on-3. I don't care if it's you versus Shane Taylor. I don't care. I just want this shit to happen.
That's man. Like I told you up here. Like me and Shane went back and forth one day. So like he down with it. I'm down with it. I don't care who book it. I come to Texas. Like I don't care where. Like
Texas promoters, you hear this, right? This is money to be made. Shane Taylor, Isaiah Broner, stop bullshitting. Make this. Don't let anybody else take it but Texas. Let's get this in Texas. Like, we know Shane got ROH. That's fine. We don't want to give them any more money. Bring it to Texas Independence. Let's go. Come on. Stop bullshitting.
like I say, it's all respect at the end of the day. But you know, he say he the baddest man on the planet. I want to see. I don't believe it. I mean, I'm right here, so you know.
I mean, that again, you talk about a hoss fight. That shit is just gonna be nasty. I mean, just two big ass dudes punching each other in the face.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to, man. But, you know, even if it's on the singles, pick who you want, man. We got the Wu-Tang Clan over here, man.
No shit. 87 members of Death Threat Army.
Yeah, pick a number and then pick the members. We can do whatever.
Hell yeah. Speaking of members of DTA, I was thinking about this today, right before the interview. Is there going to be like a female contingency of the DTA?
That's a good question. Hopefully soon. We've, I guess I won't say we openly looking, but just keep your eyes open, man. Like we definitely the right person, definitely bring them in. So we all, you know, if we see somebody, we all talk amongst each other and be like, yo, what do you think about this or whatever. So just keep your eyes open, man. That'd be dope.
Hell yeah. My boy JP said DTA ain't nothing to fuck with.
You already know.
You don't even know how right you are with that shit. Man. But the other thing too, and I asked Tommy about this. So wrestling is changing in such a way that now intergender matches are coming. Is that something that you're open to doing, or is that something where you're just kind of like, let me stay away from that?
Nah, I'll do it. I did an intergender match with my girl, so that's cool. Like, and you know, me and her's looking to tag, so you know, I got that. At any basis, I'm trying to cover all of it.
Cool.
So like me and Jocelyn, you know, you got a man and a male or female that y'all want to put against us, we can do that too. Like I ain't opposed to whipping anybody's ass.
Hell yeah.
Everybody want equal rights. It's an equal rights ass whooping.
Goddamn right. You're goddamn right, man. It's so crazy now. You know, if you think 10 years ago, think back 10 years ago when, you know, you weren't in the business yet. You're just a fan. This intergender shit was not big. Like people weren't doing this like that.
Nah, man, like China and Beth Phoenix, like you'll see interaction with them or like Awesome Kong, and it was so rare. But now it's like, hey man, like the women can hang, man. Like, and it sucks that like people has come around to women's wrestling, but it sucks that it took this long because there's been so many talented women that's been out there, just like Jazz. Like I've been a fan of her since fucking ECW, and it seemed like she's just now getting her due. Like, and she's about to take head out the business or whatever. But she should have been getting she should have been getting her due, man. But yeah, man, like I'm a huge fan of women's wrestling.
I think, dude, it's you and I were talking about it. Your girl just had a match with Thunder Rosa. That's ginormous.
Yeah, so she deserved that shit, man. Like
that I mean, literally with Thunder Rosa right now, that's touching lightning.
Yeah, yeah. I've been telling her, man, like I think this is what's gonna set her off, man. And I'm like extremely proud of her, proud of that match. Like it's definitely worth the watch, man.
Oh yeah, that match is, bro. Thunder Rosa, I don't think I've ever seen Thunder have a bad match, ever.
She's like ridiculously talented, man. She's dope, man.
And then the match that I didn't get to see the full match. I saw some snippets on Twitter and YouTube and stuff. Your girl gave it as good as she got. And if you can hang with Thunder Rosa right now, there's nobody in the world you can't hang with.
15 minutes, man. She did her thing, and man, she gave it her all. Like, and it was.
And,
I can't stress enough, man. Just if y'all can watch it, just go IWTV, last AIW, One Step Ahead show. Go watch that match, man.
Yeah, and you were talking about, like, think about this for a second. Everybody talks about how dudes are out here grinding and trying to make these things happen, right? Thunder Rosa did what was it, Rampage. Then she had a match with Mercedes Martinez.
Yeah.
Then she had a match with your girl, like out here grinding.
All in the 3-day span, man. She did it with us. She did it with a smile on her face.
And made it all look fire as fuck.
Yeah. And the even dope part about it is like if you can see how the fans appreciated her, not just in the ring, but she was like so incredibly kind to the fans, everybody, man. Like you said about being a good human being, like that's all I heard. Like she was so kind, respectful, so professional. That shit is extremely dope.
And it's extremely dope that somebody on her level is saying, like, look, give her to me. Let me make money with her.
Yep.
And she's doing it. And the other dope thing is now, like, everybody knows what wrestling is, right? We know it's entertainment. We know y'all getting your asses kicked, but we know it's entertainment.
Yeah.
So really, the wins and losses don't even matter. Not really anymore. And now your girl hanging with Thunder Rosa, win or losing that match, she's gonna come up.
Yeah, she was I look at it like she was the winner in that situation.
Oh yeah,
it was make or break, and she made it. You know what I'm saying? Like they told an amazing story. She got her name out there for the people that been sleeping on her. You know, she been killing it lately, man. So it was just like that was the next, and it's only gonna keep building after that. And that's what it's all about. Like if we can get everybody with the storytelling, of course it's gonna be physicality involved, man. But if we can get you emotionally and we can get you invested, that's the real win right there.
Yeah, 100%. And I have a 6-year-old daughter, and I took her to her first wrestling show in August 20th. It was a Mission Pro show here in San Antonio, and she looked at me, and I'm gonna get emotional talking about this because this is my little girl.
Mm-hmm.
But she looked at me and she was like, "Dad, wrestling's our thing now."
Yeah, that's fucking dope, man. Yeah, man.
And that wrestling did that for me when I was her age. So for it to do that to her, and that's our thing, like, man,
That shit is amazing, man. That's beautiful right there, man.
I will forever be grateful. I want to break into the business, commentary wise, interview man wise, commentary, stuff like that. Um, Even if I never get that opportunity, I will always be grateful to the business for what it allowed me to have with my grandmother and now my daughter.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I mean, that's the real like I say, like that's the winning part of it or whatever, because it's like I know you can do it. Just off this fucking podcast, we never had a conversation prior to today. I feel like I've known you longer than that, but just off how I vibe with you here, like I know you can commentate, I know you can contribute in another form of fashion, but even if it doesn't go any further than this, the fact that your daughter finds something to connect y'all both with, man, and y'all bond off that, she's gonna fucking go to her grave every time she see wrestling, like, yo, me and my dad, my dad got me off in this. Or, me and my dad, so that's the most beautiful part of that shit, man. So that's awesome, man.
That's why I will forever. I don't give a shit who doesn't. I will forever be a supporter of wrestling, independent, big level, doesn't matter. So we're over an hour now, and I don't want to keep you too long. Before I let you go, what I want to get is kind of your thoughts on the state and the future of your career, DTA, and kind of the wrestling business in general. How you're feeling about going forward?
I'll do myself last. As a business as a whole, I love where it's going. Like you're seeing new promotions open up, which always means new opportunities for everybody, male, female, announcers, whatever. Everybody's it's spreading out, so it's not just one place you can go. Everybody can eat now, and it's starting to boom again. So in a weird way, I kind of think like that pandemic happening was a good thing to happen because it forced a lot of people to be creative, forced people to um, find different avenues to go forward. These companies, a lot of stuff opened up during it, so I think it's going into a beautiful spot with these companies. As far as DTA, sky's the limit. Um, I want everybody to see, not just me, my brothers. Like they deserve it. Like they're some of the most talented individuals I've ever seen in my life, and they all deserve opportunities everywhere, any and everywhere. They deserve it. Aaron deserves everything that's coming to him. Jack deserves everything. Tommy deserves everything. Adam, Alex, Chris, Jamie, Kenji, everybody deserves it. They're extremely talented. Even better, they're amazing human beings. At the end of the day, like we on group chat all day. Something happens, we're there for each other. So that's the key component of that is that they're great human beings. They like my blood brothers, and I want nothing but the best for them. As far as me, I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things. Like I tore my Achilles a couple months ago, literally tore it in April, re-tore it in June, and I got medically cleared last month. So I'm easing back into everything, trying to finish out this year strong. I just want to keep growing, keep learning. Like anybody else, I would love to be signed somewhere. But for right now, I just want to keep learning. Keep growing as a professional, keep growing as a man. So those are my goals right now.
Hell yeah! Look, you guys. The great thing about independent wrestling right now is it's given me a really good chance to meet great dudes like Isaiah, like Tommy, like Jack, great women like Dulce Tormenta, Thunder Rosa, and build relationships with these people and not just be a fan, but kind of, DM and say, hey man, I saw your last match. This shit was sick. Or if you need anything or you want to come back on. You guys, I'm telling you right now, tonight is the perfect time to invest in watching an Isaiah Broner match. Invest in watching a DTA match. Invest in watching independent wrestling. And dude, when I tell you support independent wrestling, buy their merch, go to the shows. So, if you can afford to sponsor a show, sponsor a wrestler, sponsor a match, it's the perfect time. There's never been a hotter time for independent wrestling than 2021.
Yeah. It's gonna continue to blow up from here, man. That's just how I see it. Like just jump on, not just with us, man. Shit,
Everybody.
Like because get on the bandwagon now, man. Like you don't want to be that person. Like damn, I've been missing all this. Like yeah, like if you ain't on now, you already missed a lot. But just jump on now, man. Just check us out. Check out AIW. Check out Jocelyn. Check out Trisha Dora. Check out Willow Knighton.
Trisha Dora, holy shit.
Yeah,
Holiday.
yep. Fucking Lee. He just got signed to AEW. He's so fucking dope.
Lee Moriarty, yes.
Daniel Garcia, the main event. That's an amazing tag team, man.
Trey Miguel.
Yep. Trey, Jason Hodge, fucking Gino Medina.
Oh, yes.
Bounty Keith, that's my guy down there. Fucking
Savage Gent, Victor Benjamin, Lady Frost.
Mo Outlaw. Shit. We can name people all goddamn day, but the point is, pick somebody and check us all out. Like I say, I prefer to be a DCA, but if not, check out. It's so much talent around here. Pick somebody. Supporting one of us is supporting all of us. That's how I look at it. Everybody can eat.
Yeah. And before I let you go, there was a tweet that I saw, and I can't remember the guy's name. Essentially, he said, "Look, independent wrestlers, start supporting your friends. Put them over. Buy their merch. You don't have to be this jealousy bullshit or this is my spot and he's taking my spot bullshit is a poison mentality."
Them days over, man. There's so much stuff out here. Everybody can eat, man.
And it's not like 1998 where the indies were where old professional wrestlers go to die. The indies now are where people make their bones and make their careers. Hell, I know guys, I've started talking to guys who are strictly making a living off only independent wrestling.
Yeah, like times is it's such a broader fucking platform, man. IWTV, you got title match, you got Fight TV, you got YouTube, man. Like we got cameras on our phones, so we can distribute our own content material. Like there's no way everybody can eat in some form or fashion off this.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. Man, Isaiah, before I let you go, tell everybody where they can find you on social media. If you got merch out, let everybody know where they can find you, find DTA.
Check us out, Death Threat Army. That's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. That's all one word, Death Threat Army. You can individually find us on those pages. I'll be all day trying to shout everybody out.
Yeah, no shit.
Isaiah Broner, 313 on Instagram. Isaiah Broner on Twitter. We on YouTube, Death Threat Army. We a unit, so Death Threat Army. Just look us up. Pick who you want to pick. We on Pro Wrestling Tees, Death Threat Army. Trying to think.
Dude, you can't pick wrong going with somebody in Death Threat Army. You can't.
Pick any one of you in the death matches. Go holler at Tommy. If you want to see some technical shit, go look at Aaron or Jack. You want to see me beat somebody, get the shit beat out of them? Look at me. You need some aerial stuff? Go at Alex Weir. You want to see some fast pace, hard hitting stuff? Adam Wick. You want to see some hard hitting stuff? Christopher Saint, Kenji, Jamie. Like we got it all, man.
You guys, I say this every week, and every week it's even more true than the last. You guys do not know what you mean to me. And before I go, I'm going to make the same spiel that I always make at the end of every show. If you are struggling with your mental health, please reach out to me. My DMs are open. If you don't feel like talking on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, I will give you my fucking phone number. Please, as somebody who has survived multiple suicide attempts, reach out to me. I know exactly what you're going through. The shit that it may seem like there's no way to come back. Reach out to me and I promise I will show you the way to come back. I promise you. So you guys mean more to me than you will ever know. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And remember, chaos is life and life is chaos.